Welcome back. My name is Michael, and ladies, I need to address a phenomenon that's getting completely out of hand. We need to talk about your hip dips, specifically this obsession to get rid of them. I know most of us have places on our bodies that we want to improve, but the misinformation on getting rid of those violin hips is running rampant. So I'm going to explain why you might have hip dips in the first place, what you might actually be doing to make them worse, and ways that you can go about minimizing them if you feel you need. Before we even start, I want to say that there is nothing wrong with your hip dips. They are a natural part of your body. They are beautiful. You are beautiful. They do not dictate how good a shape you're in or how athletic you are. And if it's any consolation, coming from a dude's perspective, we ain't got no quarrels with your hip dips. In fact, I didn't even know what a fucking hip dip was until I heard you all complaining about them. I love your hip dips. The first thing I want to address is why you might have hip dips in the first place. And this simply comes down to your anatomy, specifically your bone structure and how wide your pelvis sits on your femur, which is your thigh bone. Reduced to a skeleton, we would all have hip dips, but women with wider hips are more likely to have noticeable hip dips than a woman with narrower hips. Unfortunately, this is not something that you can change about your body, but I'll go over some things that you can keep in mind to reduce how noticeable they are in a moment. The other factor that might be contributing to your hip dips is something that might seem counterintuitive. A good booty and leg workout is a valuable part of any woman's workout routine, but depending on what you're doing, it might be working against you. If your gluteus medius and quads are overdeveloped, which is the top of your butt and your thighs, then it might actually be making those hip dips even more prominent. Now, I don't want to underplay the importance of working out those muscles and keeping them strong, but if you're going to attempt to reduce those hip dips, then it's extremely important that you are targeting all areas of your glute muscles. Your booty comes in three parts: the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, and gluteus minimus, which is the smallest of the three and sits toward the side of the booty. If there's any of these muscles that might help you fill in those hip dips, it's the gluteus minimus and the outer gluteus maximus. If you want to target those outer glutes and glute minis, here's what you do. Fire hydrants, reverse hyperextensions, and rainbows. Like I was saying, as much as we want to include these movements, we don't want to neglect the full development of your booty. I think that might be the last time I say booty. I'm saying booty way too much. Booty. So to make sure you are targeting all areas of your derriere, you'll want to include things like curtsy lunges, side lunges, donkey leg raises, and Bulgarian split squats. These will also be targeting the legs, since your legs and butt tend to work together.
That's fucking teamwork.
Now that we know how to attack full butt development, let's talk about the most important thing. If you've come across any of my videos, you know I always save the most important part for last, and that's the importance of diet and nutrition. The last thing that might be contributing to more noticeable hip dips is higher body fat percentages, and none of these exercises mean a damn thing unless you have sound nutrition practices in place. That does not mean restricting yourself from the foods that you love. That means finding a balance in your overall nutrition, and if you're trying to lose weight, finding ways to stay in a calorie deficit. I don't care whether you're counting calories, counting macros, doing keto, paleo, do whatever it takes to stay in a healthy calorie deficit for an extended period of time. Extended period of time. Those are the key words here. The last places your body will want to get rid of fat are in the thighs and the ass. And no, you cannot spot reduce fat. You will be losing fat all over your body at different rates. So be ready to stick it out for as long as it takes to lose those stubborn fat areas. I'm sure that's not what you wanted to hear. Sorry, not sorry. But arming you with the truth so you can make informed decisions is my mission. And that's why finding a consistent nutrition plan that you enjoy and can take with you throughout your life is so incredibly important. Go check out some of my other videos that explain tips and techniques that I use to keep my nutrition as enjoyable and effortless as possible. And before you go, if you enjoyed this video or felt you learned a little something from it, give it a like. It really does help my channel grow and get it out to more people so they can be informed as well. And if you want to have fun learning about fat loss, fitness, and food, then consider subscribing. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.